Oh shit, hang on. Let me just I'm gonna freak out about Zoom.
I think every recording should begin with, oh shit, hang on.
Are we recording?
Alrighty.
I just
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to A Winter's Tale presented by the Quarantine Drama Queens of 2020. We start Act 1, Scene 1 in an antechamber in Leontes' palace. Enter Camillo and Antigonus.
You shall chance, Camillo, to visit Bohemia on the like occasion whereon my services are now on foot. You shall see, as I have said, great difference betwixt our Bohemia and your Sicilia.
I think this coming summer, the King of Sicilia means to pay Bohemia the visitation which he justly owes him. Sicilia cannot show himself overkind to Bohemia. They were trained together in their childhoods, and there rooted betwixt them such an affection which cannot choose but branch now. The heavens continue their loves.
I think there is not in the world either malice or matter to alter it. You have an unspeakable comfort of your young Prince Mamilius. It is a gentleman of the greatest promise that ever came into my note.
I very well agree with you in the hopes of him. It is a gallant child. Exit. Scene 2, a room of state in the same. Enter Leontes, Hermione, Mamilius, Polixenes, Camillo, and attendants.
9 changes of the watery star hath been the shepherd's note. Since we have left our throne without a burthen, time is long again would be find out, my brother, with our thanks.
stay your thanks a while, and pay them when you part.
Sir, that's tomorrow. I'm questioned by my fears of what may chance or breed upon our absence. Besides, I've stayed to tie a royalty.
We're tougher, brother, than you can put us to it.
No longer stay.
1 7 night longer.
Very sooth tomorrow.
We'll part the time betweens then, and in that I'll no gainsaying.
Press me not, beseech you so. There is no tongue that moves, none, no the world, so soon as yours could win me. My affairs do even drag me homeward. Farewell, our brother.
Tongue-tied, our queen, speak you.
I had thought, sir, to have held my peace until you had drawn oaths from him not to stay. You, sir, judge him too coldly. Tell him you are sure all in Bohemia's well. Then of your royal presence I'll adventure the borrow of a week. When at Bohemia you take my lord, I'll give him my commission to let him there a month behind the jest fixed for his departing. You'll stay?
No, madam.
Nay, but you will.
I may not, verily.
Verily? You put me off with limber vows, but I, though you would seek to unsphere the stars with oaths, should yet say, sir, no going. Verily, you shall not go. A lady's verily, as potent as a lord's. Will you go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner, not like a guest. So you shall pay your fees when you depart and save your thanks. How say you? My prisoner or my guest? By your dread verily, one of them shall you be.
Your guest then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending, which is for me less easy to commit than you to punish.
Not your jailer then, but your kind hostess.
Is he won yet?
He'll stay, my lord.
At my request he would not. Hermione, my dearest, thou never spokest to better purpose.
Never.
Never. But
what? Have I twice said well? When was before, I prithee tell me. But once before I spoke to the purpose. When? Nay, let me have it, I long.
why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death, ere I could make thee open thy white hand and clap thyself my love. Then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
'Tis grace indeed. Why, lo you now, I have spoke to the purpose twice. The one forever earned a royal husband, the other for some while a friend.
Hot. Too hot. To mingle friendship far as mingling bloods. I have Tremor cordis on me. My heart dances, but not joy, not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on, derive a liberty from heartiness, from bounty fertile bosom, and well become the agent. Grant, but to be paddling palms and pinching fingers as they now are, and making practice smiles as in a looking glass, and then to sigh, as 'twere the more to the dear. For that is entertainment my bosom likes not, nor my brows. Mamilius, art thou my boy?
Aye, my good lord.
Why, that's my ballcock. What has smutched thy nose? They say it is a copy out of mine. How now, you wanton calf? Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you will, my lord.
Once a rough passion, the shoots that I have to be full like me. Yet they say we are almost like as eggs. Women say so, that will say anything but they were false. Come, sage, look on me with your Vulcan eye, sweet villain, most dearest, my collop. Can thy damn, may it be, affection, thy intention stabs the center. Thou dost make possible things not so held. Communicate us with dreams. How can this be? Thou mayest cojoin with something, and thou dost, and that beyond commission, and I find it, and that to the infection of my brains and the hardening of my brows.
What means Cecilia?
Something seems unsettled.
How, my lord? What cheer? How is't with you, best brother?
You look as if you had held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord?
No, in good earnest. My brother, are you so fond of your young prince as we do seem to be of ours?
If at home, sir, he's all my exercise, my mirth, my matter, now my sworn friend, and then mine enemy, my parasite, my soldier, statesman, all.
So stands this squire, officed with me. We too will walk, my lord, and leave you to your graver steps. Hermione, how thou lovest us, show in our brother's welcome.
If you would seek us, we are yours in the garden. Shallst attend you there?
To your own beds dispose you. You'll be found, be you beneath the sky. I'm angling now, though you perceive me not how I give line. Go to, go to.
Exit. Polixenes, Hermione, and attendants.
Gone already. Inch thick, knee deep, o'erhead, and ears a forked one. Go play, boy, play. Thy mother plays, and I play too. But so disgraced a part, whose issue will hiss me to my grave. Contempt and clamour will be my noun. Go play, boy, play. There have been, for I am much deceived cuckolds ere now. And many a man there is, even at this present, now while I speaks this, holds his wife by the arm that little thinks she has been sluiced in absence and his pond fished by his next neighbour, by Sir Smile his neighbour. Nay, there's comfort in it, whilst other men have gates and those gates opened as mine against their will. Should all despair that have revolted wives, the 10th of mankind would hang themselves. For there is none. Many thousands on have the disease and feel it not. How now, boy?
I am like you, they say.
Why? That's some comfort. What? Camillo there.
Aye, my good lord.
Go play, Mamilius. Thou art an honest man.
Exit Mamilius.
Camillo, this great sir will yet stay longer.
He would not stay at your petitions, made his business more material.
Didst perceive it? They're here with me already, whispering, rounding, Cecilia is a so forth. Far gone, when I shall dust at last. How came it, Camillo, that he did say?
At the good queen's entreaty.
At the Queen's bed. Good should be pertinent, but so it is not. Was this taken by any understanding paper thine? For thy conceit is soaking, lower masses perchance out of this business purblind, I say.
Business, my lord. I think most understand Bohemia stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness and the entreaties of our most gracious mistress.
Satisfy. Let the entreaties of your mistress satisfy. Let that suffice. I have trusted thee, Camillo, with all the nearest things to my heart, as well my chamber counsels. But we have been deceived in thy integrity, deceived in that which seems so.
Be it forbid, my lord.
To bide upon it, thou art not honest, or if thou incline that way, thou art a coward.
My gracious lord, I may be negligent, foolish, and fearful. In every one of these no man is free. But that his negligence, his folly, fear among the infinite doings of the world sometimes puts forth. In your affairs, my lord, if ever I were wilful negligent, it was my folly. If industriously I played the fool, it was my negligence, not weighing well in the end. If ever fearful to do a thing, where I the issue doubted, whereof the execution did cry out against the non-performance, 'twas a fear which oft infects the wisest. These, my lord, are such allowed infirmities that honesty is never free of. But beseech your grace, be plainer with me. Let me know my trespass by its own visage. If I then deny it, 'tis none of mine.
Had you not seen, Camillo, my wife is slippery. If thou wilt confess, or else be impudently negative, my wife's a hobby horse, deserves a name as rank as any flax wench that puts before her troth plight. Say it, and justify it.
I would not be a stander by to hear my sovereign mistress clouded so, without my present vengeance taken. Shrew my heart, you never spoke what did become you less good. Good my lord, be cured of this diseased opinion, and betimes, for 'tis most dangerous.
Say it be, 'tis true.
No, no, my lord.
It is, you lie, you lie. I say thou liest, Camillo, and I hate thee, pronounce thee a gross lout, a mindless slave, or else a hovering temporizer, that canst with thine eyes at once see good and evil, inclining to them both. Were my wife liver infected as her life, she would not live the running of one glass.
Who does infect her?
Why, he that wears her like a medal, hanging about his neck, Bohemia, who, if I had servants true about me, that bear eyes to see alike mine honour as their profits to their own particular thrifts, they would do that which should undo more doing. I, and thou his cupbearer, whom I from meaner form have benched and reared to worship, who may see plainly as heaven sees earth, and earth sees heaven, how I am gold. Mightest bespice a cup to give mine enemy a lasting wink, which brought to me a cordial.
Sir, my lord, I could do this, but I cannot believe this crack to be in my dread mistress, so sovereignly being honourable. I have loved thee.
Make thee that thy question and go rot. Dost think I am so muddy, so unsettled to appoint myself in this vexation, sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, which to preserve is sleep, which being spotted is goads, thorns, nettles, tails of wasps, give scandal to the blood of the prince, my son, who I do think is mine, and love as mine, without ripe moving to it. Would I do this? Could man so blench?
I must believe you, sir. I do, and will fetch off Bohemia for it. But provided that, when he's removed, your highness will take again your queen as yours at first, even for your son's sake, and thereby for sealing the injury of tongues in courts and kingdoms known and allied to yours.
Thou dost advise me. Even so, as I mine own course have set down, I'll give no blemish to her honour. None.
My lord, go then, and with a countenance as clear as friendship wears at feasts, keep with Bohemia and with your queen. I am his cupbearer. If from me he have wholesome beverage, account me not your servant.
This is all. Do it, and thou hast one half of my heart. Do it not, thou splittest thine own.
I'll do it, my lord.
I will seem friendly, as thou advise me.
He exits. Oh, miserable lady. But for me, what case stand I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes, and my ground to do it is the obedience to a master, one who in rebellion with himself will have all that are his so too. To do this deed, promotion follows. If I could find example of thousands that had struck anointed kings and flourished after, I'll not do it. But since nor brass, nor stone, nor parchment bears not one, let villainy itself forswear it. I must forsake the court. To do it or no is certain, to me a breakneck. Oh, happy star, reign now. Here comes Bohemia. Re-enter Polixenes.
This is strange. Methinks my favour here begins to warp. Not speak? Good day, Camilla.
Hail, most royal sir.
What is the news of the court?
None rare, my lord.
The king hath on him such a countenance, so leaves me to consider what is breeding that changeth thus his manners.
I dare not know, my lord.
How? Dare not? Do not. Do you know and dare not? Be intelligent to me. 'Tis thereabouts. For to yourself what you do know you must, and cannot say you dare not. Good Camillo, your changed complexions are to me a mirror which shows me mine changed too, for I must be a party in this alteration, finding myself thus altered with it.
Sir, I will tell you. I am appointed him to murder you.
Whoa! By whom, Camillo?
By the king.
For what?
He thinks, nay, with all confidence he swears, as he had seen it or been an instrument to vice you to it, that you have touched his queen forbiddenly.
Oh, then my best blood turn to an infected jelly, and my name be yoked with his that did betray the best. How should this grow?
I know not, but I am sure 'tis safer to avoid what's grown than question how 'tis born. If therefore you dare trust my honesty, that lies enclosed in this trunk which you shall bear along in pawned away tonight. Your followers I will whisper to the business, and will by twos and threes at several posterns clear them of the city. For myself, I'll put my fortunes to your service, which are here by this discovery lost. Be not uncertain, for by the honour of my parents, I have uttered truth.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart and his face. Give me thy hand. Be pilot to me, and thy places shall still neighbour mine. My ships are ready, and my people did expect my hence departure 2 days ago. Come, Camilla, I will respect thee as a father if thou bearest my life off hence. Let us avoid.
Come, sir, away. Exeunt. Act 2, Scene 1, a room in Leontes' palace. Enter Hermione, Mamilius, and ladies.
What wisdom stirs amongst you? Come, sir, now I am for you again. Pray you, sit by us and tell us a tale.
Merry or sad shall it be?
As merry as you will.
A sad tale's best for winter. I have one of sprites and goblins.
Let's have it that, good sir.
Enter Leontes with Antigonus, lords, and others.
Was he met there? His train? Camillo with him?
Behind the tuft of pines I met them. Never saw I men scur so on their way. I eyed them even to their ships.
How blessed am I in my just censure, in my true opinion. Alack, for lesser knowledge. Camillo was his help in this, his pander. There is a plot against my life, my crown. All true that is mistrusted. That false villain whom I employed was pre-employed by him. Be the boy. I'm glad you did not nurse him, though he does bear some signs of me. Yet you have too much blood in him.
What is this? Sport?
Bear the boy hence. He shall not come about her. Away with him, and let her sport herself with that which she's big with. But 'tis Polixenes has made thee swell thus.
But I'll say he had not, and I'll be sworn you would believe my saying. Howe'er you lean to the nayward.
You, my lords, look on her. Mark her well. Me but about to say, she is a goodly lady. And the justice of your hearts will thereto add, 'tis pity she's not honorable. She's an adulteress.
Should a villain say so, the most replenished villain in the world, he were as much more villain. You, my lord, do but mistake.
You have mistook my lady, Polixenes, for Leonets. Oh, thou thing, which I'll not call a creature of thy place, lest barbarism, making me the precedent, should a like language used to all degrees and mannerly distinguishment leave out betwixt the prince and beggar. I've said she's an adulteress. I have said with whom. She's a traitor, and Camillo is a federary with her, a one that knows what she should shame to know herself, but with her most vile principle that she's a bed swerver.
No, by my life. How will this grieve you when you shall come to clearer knowledge that you thus have published me?
No. If I mistake in these foundations which I build upon, the center is not big enough to bear a schoolboy's top. Away with her! To prison! He who shall speak for her is afar off guilty, but that he speaks.
There's some ill planet reigns. I must be patient till the heavens look with an aspect more favorable. Good my lords, I am not prone to weeping as our sex commonly are, the want of which vain dew perchance shall dry your pities, but I have that honorable grief lodged here which burns worse than tears drown. The king's will be performed.
Shall I be heard?
Who is't that goes with me? Beseech your highness, my women may be with me, for you see, my plight requires it. Adieu, my lords. I never wished to see you sorry, now I trust I shall. My women, come, you have leave.
Go, do our bidding, hence.
Exit Hermione, guarded with ladies.
Is certain what you do, sir, lest your justice prove violence, in the which three great ones suffer, yourself, your queen, your son. For her, my lord, I dare my life lay down, and will do, sir. Please you to accept it, that the queen is spotless, for every inch of woman in the world, aye, every dram of woman's flesh is false, if she be.
Cease, no more. You spell this business with a sense as cold as a dead man's nose. But I see it and feel it. Why, what need we commune with you of this, but rather follow our forceful instigation? Our prerogative calls not your counsels, but our natural goodness imparts us, which, if you, or stupefied, or seeming so in skill, cannot or will not relish a truth like this, inform yourselves with no need more of your advice. The matter, the loss, the gain, the ordering on it, is all properly ours.
And I wish, my liege, you had only in your silent judgment tried it, without more overture.
How could that be? Either thou art most ignorant by age, or Thou wert born a fool. Those flight added to their familiarity. For a greater confirmation, for an act of disimportance to a most piteous to be wild, I have dispatched in post to sacred Delphos, to Apollo's temple, Cleomenes and Dion, whom you know of stuffed sufficiency. Now the oracle they will bring all, whose spiritual counsel shall stop or spur me. Have I done well?
Well done, my lord.
Though I am satisfied and need no more than what I know, yet shall the oracle give rest to the minds of others, such as he whose ignorant credulity will not come up to the truth. Follow us. We have to speak in public, for this business will raise us all.
Till after, as I take it, if the good truth were known.
Exeunt. Scene 2, a prison. Enter Paulina, a gentleman, and attendants.
The keeper of the prison, call to him. Let him knowledge who I am.
Exit gentleman.
Good lady, no court in Europe. Good lady, no court in Europe is too good for thee. What dost thou then in prison?
Re-enter the gentleman with the jailer.
Now, good sir, you know me, do you not? You're on mute.
For a worthy lady, and one whom I much honour.
Pray you then, conduct me to the Queen.
I may not, madam. To the contrary, I have expressed commandment.
Here's a do. To lock up honesty and honour from the access of gentle visitors, it's lawful, pray you, to see her women, any of them. Amelia?
So please you, madam, to put apart these attendants, I shall bring Amelia forth. Madam, I must be present at your conference.
Well, be it so, prithee.
Exit jailer.
Here's such a do to make no stain a stain as passes colouring.
Re-enter the jailer with Amelia.
Dear gentlewoman, how fares our gracious lady?
As well as one so great and so forlorn may hold together.
Absolutely.
On her frights, which never tender lady hath borne greater. She is something before her time delivered.
A boy.
A daughter, and a goodly babe, lusty and like to live. The Queen receives much comfort in, says, my poor prisoner, I am innocent as you.
I dare be sworn these dangerous, unsafe loons in the king, beshrew them. He must be told on it, and he shall. The office becomes a woman best, I'll take it upon me. If I prove honey-mouthed, let my tongue blister, and never to my red-looked anger be the trumpet any more. Pray you, Amelia, commend my best obedience to the Queen. If she dares trust me with her little babe, I'll show it to the king and undertake to be her advocate to the loudest. We do not know how he may soften at the sight of the child. The silence often of pure innocence persuades when speaking fails.
Most worthy madam, your honour and your goodness is so evident that your free undertaking cannot miss a thriving issue. There is no lady living so meet for this great errand.
Tell her, Amelia, I'll use that tongue I have. If wit flow from it as boldness from my bosom, let's not be doubted, I shall do good.
Now be you blessed for it. I'll to the Queen.
Madam, if it please the Queen to send the babe, I know not what I shall incur to pass it, having no warrant.
You need not fear it, sir. This child was prisoner to the womb, and is by law and process of great nature thence freed and enfranchised, not a party to the anger of the king, nor guilty of, if any be, the trespass of the Queen.
I do believe it.
Do not you fear, upon mine honour I will stand betwixt you and danger.
Exeunt. Scene 3, a room in Leontes' palace. Enter Leontes, Antigonus, lords and servants.
Nor knight, nor day. No rest. It is but weakness to bear the matter thus, mere weakness. Who's there?
My lord,
How does the boy?
he took good rest tonight. 'Tis hoped his sickness is discharged.
To see his nobleness. Conceiving the dishonor of his mother, he straight declined, drooped, took it deeply, fastened and fixed the shame of it in himself, threw off his spirit, his appetite, his sleep, and downright languished. Leave me solely. Go, see how he fares.
Exit servant.
Fie, fie. No thought of him. The thought of my revenges that way recoil upon me.
Enter Paulina with a child.
Damn, you must not enter.
Nay, rather, good my lord, be second to me. Fear you his tyrannous passion more, alas, than the queen's life? A gracious, innocent soul more free than he is jealous?
Madam, he hath not slept tonight. Commanded none should come at him.
Not so hot, good sir. I come to bring him sleep. 'Tis such as you that creep like shadows by him, and do sigh at each his needless heavings. Such as you nourish the cause of his awaking. I do not come with words as medicinal as true, honest as either, to purge him of that humour that presses him from sleep.
What noise there? Ho!
No noise, my lord, but needful conference about some gossips for your highness.
How? Away with that audacious lady. Antigonus, I charge thee that she should not come about me. I knew she would.
I told her so, my lord. On your displeasure's peril and on mine, she should not visit you.
What? Canst not rule her?
From all dishonesty he can, in this he shall not rule me. Good, my liege, I come and I beseech you hear me, who profess myself your loyal servant, your physician, your most obedient counsellor, yet that dare less appear so in comforting your evils than such as most seem yours. I say, I come from your good queen.
Good queen!
Good queen, my lord, good queen, I say, good queen, and would by combat make her good, so were I a man the worst about you.
Force her hence.
Let him that makes but trifle of his eyes first hand me, on mine own accord I'll off. But first I'll do my errand. The good queen, for she is good, hath brought you forth a daughter. Here, 'tis commends it to your blessing.
Lays down the child.
Traitors, will you not push her out? Give her the bastard, thou dotard. Thou art woman tired, unroosted by thy dame partlet here. Take up the bastard. Take it up, I say. Give it to thy crone.
Forever unvenerable be thy hands, if thou takest up the princess by that forced baseness which he has put upon it.
A nest of traitors.
I am none by this good light.
Nor I, nor any, but one that's here, and that's himself.
A callous of boundless tongue, who late hath beat her husband and now baits me. This brat is none of mine. It is the issue of Polixenes. Hence with it, and together with the dam, commit them to the fire.
It is yours, and might we lay the old proverb to your charge, so like you, 'tis the worse. Beholds, my lords, although the print be little, the whole matter and copy of the father, eye, nose, lip, the trick of's frown, his forehead, nay, the valley, the pretty dimples of his chin and cheek, his smiles, the very mould and frame of hand, nail, finger, and thou, good goddess nature, which hast made it so like him that got it. If thou hast the ordering of the mind too, amongst all colours, no yellow in it, lest she suspect, as he does, her children not her husband's.
A gross hag. And Lozel, thou art worthy to be hanged that wilt not stay her tongue.
Hang all the husbands that cannot do that feat. You'll leave yourself hardly one subject.
I'll have thee burnt.
I cannot. It is a heretic that makes the fire, not she which burns in it. I'll not call you tyrant, but this most cruel usage of your queen, not able to produce more accusation than your own weak-hinged fancy, something savours of tyranny, and will ignoble make you, yea, scandalous to the world.
On your allegiance! Out of the chamber with her!
I pray you, do not push me, I'll be gone. Look to your babe, my lord. 'Tis yours. So farewell, we are gone.
Exits.
Thou, traitor, hast set on thy wife to this. My child, away with it. Even thou that has a heart so tender over it, take it hence and see it instantly consumed with fire. Even thou, and none but thou. Take it up straight. Within this hour bring me word 'tis done, and by thy good testimony, or I'll seize thy life.
Beseech your highness, give us better credit. We have always truly served you.
I am a feather for each wind that blows. Shall I live on to see this bastard kneel and call me father? Better burn it now than curse it then. Let it live. Shall not neither. You, sir, come you hither. What will you adventure to save this brat's life?
Anything, my lord, that my ability may undergo.
It shall be possible. Swear by this sword thou wilt perform my bidding.
I will, my lord.
Mark it and perform it, seest thou? For the fail of any point on it shall not only be death to thyself, but to thy lewd-tongued wife, whom for this time we pardon. Join thee, as thou art liege man to us, that thou carry this female bastard hence, and that thou bear it to some remote and desert place quite out of our dominions, and that there thou leave it, without more mercy, to its own protection and favour of the climate. As by strange fortune it came to us, I do injustice charge thee, on thy soul's peril and thy body's torture, that thou commend it strangely to some place where chance may nurse it, or end it. Take it up.
I swear to do this, though present death had been more merciful. Come on, poor babe. Some powerful spirit instruct the kites and raven to be thy nurses. Wolves and bears, they say, casting their savageness aside, have done like officers of pity. Poor thing, contemned to loss.
Exits with the child.
No, I'll not rear another's issue.
Enter a servant.
Please, your highness, posts from those you sent to the oracle are come an hour since. Cleomenes and Dion, being well arrived from Delphos, are both landed.
23 days they have been absent. 'Tis good speed. But tells the great Apollo suddenly will have the truth of this appear. Prepare you, lords. Summon a session. We may arraign our most disloyal lady. She hath been publicly accused, so shall she have a just and open trial.
Exeunt. Act 3, Scene 2, a court of justice. Enter Leontes, lords and officers.
This sessions, to our great grief we pronounce, even pushes against our own heart. The party tried the daughter of a king, our wife, and one of us too much beloved. Produce the prisoner.
It is His Highness' pleasure that the Queen appear in person here in court. Silence!
Enter Hermione, guarded, Paulina, and ladies attending.
Read the indictment.
Hermione, Queen to the worthy Leontes, King of Sicilia, thou art here accused and arraigned of high treason in committing adultery with Polixenes, King of Bohemia, and conspiring with Camillo to take away the life of our sovereign lord, the king, thy royal husband.
Since what I am to say must be but that which contradicts my accusation, and the testimony on my part no other but what comes from myself, it shall scarce boot me to say not guilty. But thus, if powers divine behold our human actions as they do, I doubt not then, but innocence shall make false accusation blush and tyranny tremble at patience. You, my lord, best know, who least will seem to do so. My past life hath been as continent, as chaste, as true, as I am now unhappy, which is more than history can pattern, though devised and played to take spectators. For life I prize it as I weigh grief, which I would spare. For honor, 'tis a derivative from me to mine, and only that I stand for. I appeal to your own conscience, sir. Before Polixenes came to your court, how I was in your grace, how merited to be so. Since he came, with what encounter so uncurrent I have strained to appear thus, if one jot beyond the bound of honor, or in act or will, that way inclining, hardened be the hearts of all that hear me, and my nearest of kin cry fie upon my grave.
I ne'er heard yet that any of these bolder vices wanted less impudence to gainsay what they did than to perform it first.
That's true enough, but 'tis a saying, sir, not due to me.
You will not own it.
More than mistress of, which comes to me in name of fault, I must not at all acknowledge. For Polixenes, with whom I am accused, I do confess, I loved him as in honor he required, with a love even such, so and no other as yourself commanded, which not to have done, I think had been in me both disobedience and ingratitude to you and toward your friend whose love had spoken ever since it could speak from an infant freely that it was yours. Now for conspiracy, I know not how it tastes, though it be dished for me to try how. All I know of it is that Camillo was an honest man, and why he left your courts, the gods themselves, wotting no more than I, are ignorant.
You knew of his departure, as you know what you have undertaken to do in his absence.
Sir, you speak a language that I understand not. My life stands in the level of your dreams, which I'll lay down.
Your actions are my dreams. You had a bastard by Polixenes, and I but dreamt it. As you were past all shame, those of your fact are so past all truth, which to deny concerns more than avails. For as thy brat has been cast out, like to itself, no father owning it, which is indeed more criminal in thee than it, so thou shalt feel our justice, in whose easiest passage look for no less than death.
Sir, spare your threats. The bug which you would fright me with, I seek. To me can life be no commodity. The crown and comfort of my life, your favour I do give lost, for I do feel it gone, but know not how it went. My second joy and first fruits of my body, from his presence I am barred like one infectious. My third comfort, starred most unluckily, is from my breast, the innocent milk in its most innocent mouth, hailed out to murder. Myself on every post proclaimed a strumpet with immodest hatred, the childbed privilege denied which longs to women of all fashion. Lastly, hurried here to this place in the open air before I have got strength of limit. Now, my liege, Tell me what blessings I have here alive that I should fear to die. Therefore proceed. But yet hear this, mistake me not, no life, I prize it not a straw, but for mine honour, which I would free, if I shall be condemned upon surmises, all proofs sleeping else, but what your jealousies awake, I tell you, 'tis rigour and not law. Your honours all, I do refer me to the oracle. Apollo be my judge.
This, your request, is altogether just. Therefore bring forth, and in Apollo's name, his oracle.
Exit certain officers.
The Emperor of Russia was my father. Oh, that he was alive and here beholding his daughter's trial.
Re-enter officers with scrolls from Apollo's oracle.
Break up the seals and read.
Writing smaller on this one. Right. Well, I've never known the Delphic oracle to be so clear, but here it is. Hermione is chaste, Polixenes blameless, Camillo a true subject, Leontes a jealous tyrant, his innocent babe truly begotten, and the king shall live without an heir, if that which is lost be not found.
Now blessed be the great Apollo.
Hast thou read truth?
Aye, my lord, even as it is here set down.
There is no truth at all in the oracle. Even sessions shall proceed. This is mere falsehood.
Enter servant.
My lord, the king, the king!
What is the business?
Oh, sir, I shall be hated to report it. The prince, your son, with mere conceit and fear of the queen's speed, is gone.
How? Gone.
Is dead.
Apollo's angry, and the heavens themselves do strike at my injustice.
Hermione swoons.
How now there?
This news is mortal to the queen. Look down and see what death is doing.
Take her hence. Her heart is but overcharged. She will recover. I have too much believed mine own suspicion. Teacher, tenderly apply to her some remedies for life.
Exit Paulina and ladies with Hermione.
Apollo, pardon my great profaneness against thine oracle. Oh, reconcile me to Polixenes. You wound my queen. Recall the good Camillo, who may proclaim a man of truth, of mercy.
Re-enter Paulina.
Woe the while, or cut my lace, lest my heart, cracking it, break too.
What fit is this, good lady?
What studied torments, tyrant, hast for me? What wheels, racks, fires, what flame? Boiling in leads or oils, what old or newer torture must I receive, whose every word deserves to taste of thy most worst? Thy tyranny together working with thy jealousies, fancies too weak for boys, too green and idle for girls of 9. Oh, think what they have done, and then run mad indeed, stark mad. For all thy bygone fooleries were but spices of it. That thou betrayed Polixenes, 'twas nothing. That did but show thee of a fool inconstant and damnable ingrateful. Nor was't much thou would have poisoned good Camillo's honour, to have him kill a king. Poor trespassers, more monstrous standing by, whereof I reckon the casting forth to crows thy baby daughter, to be or none or little, though a devil, would have shed water out of fire ere done it. Nor is it directly laid to thee, the death of the prince, whose honourable thoughts high for one so tender, cleft the heart that could conceive a gross and foolish sire, blemished his gracious dam. This is not, no, laid to thy answer but the last. O lords, when I have said, cry woe, the queen, the dearest creature's dead, and vengeance for it not dropped down yet.
Oh, the higher powers forbid.
I say she's dead. I'll swear it if word nor oath prevail not, go and see. If you can bring tincture or lustre in her lip, her eye, heat outwardly or breath within, I'll serve you, as I would do the gods. But thou tyrant. Do not repent these things, for they are heavier than all thy woes can stir. Therefore betake thee to nothing but despair.
Go on. Go on. Thou canst not speak too much. I have deserved all tongues to talk their bitterest.
What's gone and what's past help should be past grief. Do not receive affliction at my petition. I beseech you, rather let me be punished, that have minded you of what you should forget. Now, good my liege, sir, royal sir, forgive a foolish woman. The love I bore your queen, I fall again. I'll speak of her no more, nor of your children. I'll not remember you of my own lord, who is lost too. Take your patience to you, and I'll say nothing.
Thou didst speak but well, when most the truth, which I receive much better than to be pitied of thee. Prithee, bring me to the dead bodies of my queen and son. One grave shall be for both. Upon them shall the causes of their death appear, unto our shame perpetual. Once a day I'll visit the chapel where they lie, and tears shed there shall be my recreation. So long as nature will bear up with this exercise, so long I daily vow to use it. Oh, lead me unto these sorrows.
Exeunt. Scene 3, Bohemia, a desert country near the sea. Enter Antigonus with a child and a mariner.
Thou art perfect then. Our ship hath touched upon the deserts of Bohemia.
Aye, my lord, and fear, we have landed in ill time. The skies look grimly and threaten present blusters. Make your best haste and go not too far in the land. 'Tis like to be loud weather. Besides, this place is famous for the creatures of prey that keep upon it.
Go thou away. I'll follow instantly.
I am glad at heart to be so rid of the business.
Exits.
Come, poor babe. I have heard but not believed, the spirits of the dead may walk again. If such thing be, thy mother appeared to me last night, for never was dreamed so like a waking. To me comes a creature, sometimes her head on one side, some another. I never saw a vessel of like sorrow, so filled and so becoming in pure white robes. Like very sanctity, she did approach my cabin where I lay. Thrice bowed before me, gasping to begin some speech, her eyes became two spouts, the fury spent. Anon did this break forth from her. Good Antigonus, since fate against thy better disposition hath made thy person for the thrower out of my poor babe according to thine oath, places remote enough are in Bohemia. There weep and leave it till crying, and for the babe is accounted lost forever. Perdita, I prithee called. For this ungentle business put on thee by my lord, thou never shalt see thy wife Paulina more. And so, with shrieks, she melted into air. Dreams are toys, yet for this once, yea, superstitiously, I will be squared by this. I do believe Hermione hath suffered death, and that Apollo would, this being indeed the issue of King Polixenes, it should here be laid, either for life or death, upon the earth of its right father. Blossom speed thee well. There lie, and there thy character, there these which may, fortune please, both breed thee pretty, and still rest thine. The storm begins, poor wretch, and for thy mother's fault art thou thus exposed to loss and what may follow. Farewell. And day frowns more and more. Thou art like to have a lullaby too rough. I never saw the heavens so dim by day, a savage clamour. Well may I get aboard. This is the change I've gone forever!
Exit! Pursued by a bear. Enter a shepherd.
I would there were no age between 16 and 23,
or that youth would sleep out the rest, for there is nothing in the between but getting wenches with child, wronging the ancientry, stealing, fighting. Oh, hark you now. Would any but these boiled brains of 19 and 22 hunt this weather? They have scared away 2 of my best sheep, which I fear the wolf will sooner find than the master. If anywhere I have them, 'tis by the seaside browsing of ivy. Good luck and be thy will. What have we here? Mercy on some barn. Oh, pretty barn. A boy or a child, I wonder? Oh, a pretty one. A very pretty one. This has been some stair work, some trunk work, some behind door work. They were warmer that got this than the poor thing is here. I'll take it up for pity. Yet, I'll tarry my son come. He hallowed, but even now. Whoa! Oh! Oh!
Enter Clown.
Hello? Hello?
What, art so near? If thou see a thing to talk on when thou art dead and rotten, come hither. What ailest thou, man?
I have seen 2 such sights by sea and by land.
Why, boy, how is it?
I would you did but see how it chafes, how it rages, how it takes up the shore. Oh, but that's not the point. Oh, the most piteous cry of the poor souls. Sometimes to see him and not to see him. Now the ship boring the moon with her main mast, and anon swallowed with yest and froth, as you'd thrust a cork into a hogshead. And then for the land service, to see how the bear tore out his shoulder bone, how he cried to me for help and said his name was Antigonus, a nobleman. But to make an end of the ship, to see how the sea flap-dragoned it. But first, how the poor souls roared, and the sea mocked them, and how the poor gentleman roared, and the bear mocked him, both roaring louder than the sea or weather.
Name of mercy! When was this, boy?
Now. I have not winked since I saw these sights. The men are not yet cold under water, nor the bear half dined on the gentleman. He's at it now.
Would I had been by to have helped the old man. Oh, heavy matters. Heavy matters. But look thee here, boy. Now bless thyself. Thou mettest with things dying, I with things newborn. Here's a sight for thee. Look thee, a bearing cloth for a squire's child. Look thee here. Take up, boy, open it. So let's see. Oh, it was told me I should be rich by the fairies. Oh, this is some... Open it. What's within, boy?
You're a made old man. If the sins of your youth are forgiven you, you're well to live. Gold, all gold.
This is fairy gold, boy, and 'twill prove so. Up with, keep it close. Home, the next way. We are lucky, boy, and to be so still requires nothing but secrecy. Let my sheep go. Come, good boy, the next way home.
Go you the next way with your findings. I'll go see if the bear be gone from the gentleman, and how much he hath eaten. They are never cursed but when they are hungry. If there be any left of him, I'll bury it.
That's a good deed. 'Tis a lucky day, boy. We'll do good deeds on it.
Exit and interval. Act 4, Scene 1. Enter Time Lord and the chorus.
Aye, that please some try all, both joy and terror, of good and bad, that makes and unfolds error. Now take upon me, in the name of time, to use my wings. I've got some, look at that,
smoothly. Impute it not a crime to me or my swift passage that I slide over 16 years and leave the growth untried of that wide gap. Your patience this allowing, I turn my glass and give my scene such growing, as you had slipped between Leontes leaving, the effects of his fond jealousy so grieving that he shuts himself up. Where's that going? Imagine me, gentle spectators, that I now may be in fair Bohemia, and remember well, fuck this is shite, I mentioned a son or the king's, which is Florizel. I now name to you, and with speed so pissed to speak of Perdita. Now grown in grace, equal with wondering, what of her ensues I list not prophesy, but let time's news be known when 'tis brought forth. A shepherd's daughter, and what to her adheres, which follows after, is the argument of time. Of this allow, if ever you have spent time worse ere now, if never, yet that time himself doth say, he wishes earnestly, you never may. Out.
Exit time. Scene 2, Bohemia, the palace of Polixenes. Enter Polixenes and Camillo.
I pray thee, good Camillo, be no more importunate. 'Tis a sickness denying thee anything, a death to grant this.
It is 15 years since I saw my country. Though I have been, for the most part, been aired abroad, I desire to lay my bones there. Besides, the penitent king, my master, hath sent for me, to whose feelings sorrows I might be some allay, or I owe ween to think so, which is another spur to my departure.
As thou lovest me, Camillo, wipe not out the rest of thy services by leaving me now. The need I have of thee, thine own goodness hath made. Thou, having made me businesses which none without thee can sufficiently manage, must either stay to execute them thyself, or take away with thee the very services thou hast done. Of that fatal country, Sicilia, prithee speak no more. Say to me, when sawest thou the Prince Florizel, my son? Kings are no less unhappy, their issue not being gracious, than they are in losing them when they have approved their virtues.
Sir, it is 3 days since I saw the prince. What his happier affairs may be are to me unknown, but I have missingly noted he is of late much retired from court, and is less frequent to his princely exercises than formerly he hath appeared.
I have considered so much, Camillo, and with some care, so far that I have eyes under my service which look upon his removedness, from whom I have this intelligence, that he is seldom seen from the house of a most homely shepherd, a man, they say, that from very nothing and beyond the imagination of his neighbours is grown into an unspeakable estate.
I have heard, sir, of such a man, who hath a daughter of most rare note. The report of her is extended more than can be thought to begin from such a cottage.
That's likewise part of my intelligence, but I fear the angle that plucks our son hither. Thou shalt accompany us to the place, where we will, not appearing what we are, have some question with the shepherd. Prithee, be my present partner in this business, and lay aside the thoughts of Sicilia.
I willingly obey your command.
My best Camillo, we must disguise ourselves.
Exeunt. Scene 3, a road near the shepherd's cottage. Enter Autolycus singing.
When daffodils begin to peer with high the doxy over dale, when then comes in the sweet of the year, for the red blood reigns in the winter's pale. The white sheet bleaching on the hedge, with high the sweepers, oh how they sing, doth set my pugging tooth on edge, for a quart of ale is a dish for a king. Ah, I have served Prince Florizel. Florizel. I've served Prince Florizel not very well, and in my time wore three pile, but now I'm out of service. My traffic is sheets. When the kite builds, look to lesser linen. My father named me Autolycus, who, being as I am, littered under Mercury, was likewise a snapper-up of unconsidered trifles. Gallows and knocks are too powerful on the highway. Beating and hanging are terrors to me. For the life to come, I sleep out the thought of it. A prize. A prize.
Enter the clown.
Let me see. Every 11 weather tods. Every tod yields pound and odd shilling. 1,500 shorn. What comes the wool to?
If the spring told, the clock's mine.
I cannot do it without counters. Let me see. What am I to buy for our sheep shearing feast? 3 pound of sugar, 5 pound of currants, rice. What will this sister of mine do with rice? But my father hath made her mistress of the feast, and she lays it on. I must have saffron to colour the warden pies. Mace, dates. None, that's out of my note. Nutmeg, 7, a race or 2 of ginger, but that I may beg.
Oh, that ever I was born.
He
In the name
grovels
of me.
now.
Oh, help me. Help me. Pluck butt off these rags and then to death. Death.
Alack, poor soul, thou hast need of more rags to lay on thee, rather than these have off.
Oh, sir, the loathsomeness of them offends me more than the stripes I have received, which are mighty, 1 in millions.
Alas, poor man.
I am robbed, sir, and beaten. My money and apparel taken from me, and these detestable things put on me.
What, by a horseman or a footman?
A footman, sweet sir, a footman.
Indeed, he should be a footman by the garments he has left with thee. Lend me thy hand, I'll help thee. Come, lend me thy hand.
Oh, good sir, tenderly. Oh,
Alas, poor soul.
oh, good sir, softly, good sir. I fear, sir, my shoulder blade is out.
How now? Can't stand?
In his pocket.
Softly, dear sir, good sir, softly. Oh, thou hast done me a charitable office.
Dost lack any money? I have a little money for thee.
No, good, sweet sir, no. Beseech you, sir, I have a kinsman, not past 3/4 of a mile hence, unto whom I was going. I shall there have money, or anything I want. Offer me no money, I pray you. That kills my heart.
What manner of fellow was he that robbed you?
Oh, a fellow, sir, that I have known to go about with troll my dames. I know this man well. He hath been since an ape bearer, then a processor, a bailiff, and then he married a tinker's wife within a mile where my land and living lies. And having flown over many knavish professions, he settled only in rogue. Some call him Autolycus.
Out upon him! Prig, for my life, prig, he haunts wakes, fairs, and bear baitings.
Very true, sir. That's the rogue that put me in this apparel.
How do you now?
Sweet sir, much better than I was. I can stand and walk. I will even take my leave of you and pace softly towards my kinsman's.
Shall I bring thee on the way?
Oh, good face, sir. No, sweet sir.
Then fare thee well. I must go buy spices for our sheep shearing.
Prosper you, sweet sir.
Exit clown.
Your purse is not enough to purchase your spice. I'll be with you at your sheep shearing too, if I make not this cheat bring out another. And the shearers prove sheep. Let me be unrolled and my name put in the book of virtue. Jog on the footpath way, and merrily hent the stile. A merry heart goes all the day, as sad as a smile.
Exits. Scene 4, the shepherd's cottage. Enter Florizel and Perdita.
Excuse me. I bless the time when my good falcon made her flight across thy father's ground.
Now Jove affords your cause. Even now I tremble to think your father, by some accident, should pass this way as you did. Your resolution cannot hold, when 'tis opposed, as it must be, by the power of the king.
Thou dearest Perdita, with these forced thoughts I prithee darken not the mirth of the feast. Or I'll be thine, my fair, or not my father's. For I cannot be mine own, nor anything to any, if I be not thine. See your guests approach. Address yourself to entertain them sprightly, and let's be read with mirth.
Enter the shepherd, clown, Mopsa, Dorcas, and others with Polixenes and Camillo disguised.
My daughter, you are retired as if you were a feasted one and not the hostess of the meeting. Pray you bid these unknown friends to welcome. Come, quench your blushes and present yourself that which you are, mistress of the feast. Come on and bid us welcome to your sheep shearing, as your good flock shall prosper.
Sir, welcome. You're welcome, sir. Give me those flowers there, Dorcas. Reverend sirs, for you there's rosemary and rue. These keep seeming and savour all the winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, fair one are you. Well, you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
Oh, I should leave grazing were I of your flock, and only live by gazing.
Alas, you'd be so lean. That blast of January would blow you through and through. Now, my fairest friend, I would I had some flowers of the spring that might become your time of day.
When you speak, sweet, I'd have you do it ever. When you sing, I'd have you buy and sell so give alms, pray so. When you do dance, I wish you a wave of the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. Each you're doing so singular in each particular, crowns that you are doing in the present deed, that all your acts are queens.
Your praises are too large, but that your youth, and the true blood which peepeth fairly through it, with wisdom I might fear, my Doricles, you wooed me the false way.
I think you have as little skill to fear as I have purpose to put you to it. But come, our dance, I pray. Your hand, my Perdita, so turtles pair that never mean to part.
Oh, hey. This is the prettiest lowborn lass that ever ran on the greensward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater than herself, too noble for this place.
He tells her something that makes her blood look out. Good sooth, she is the queen of curds and cream.
Not a word, not a word. We stand upon our manners. Come, strike up.
Music, a dance of shepherds and shepherdesses.
Pray, good shepherd, what fair swain is this which dances with your daughter?
They call him Doricles, and boasts himself to have a worthy feeding. He says he loves my daughter. I think so too. And to be plain, I think there is not half a kiss to choose who loves another best.
She dances featly.
So she does anything. Though I report it, that should be silent. If young Doricles do light upon her, she shall bring him that which he not dreams of.
Enter servant.
Is that meant to be me?
I think you're the only servant, so yeah.
Okay, I'm already in the scene, but that's fine. Oh, master! If you did but hear the peddler at the door, he sings several tunes faster than you'll tell money, and all men's ears grew to his tunes.
He could never come better. He shall come in. I love a ballad, but even too well. If it be doleful matter, merrily set down, or a very pleasant thing indeed, and sung lamentably. Has he any unbraided wares?
He hath ribbons of, and the colours in the rainbow.
Prithee bring him in, and let him approach singing.
Forewarn him that he use no scurrilous words in his tunes.
Exit servant, enter Autolycus singing.
Lawn as white as driven snow, cypress black as arrow's crow, gloves as sweet as darkness roses, masks for faces and for noses. A bugle, bracelet, necklace, amber, for my lads I give their dears. Come buy of me, come buy, but lads, or else your lasses cry, come buy.
If I were not in love with Mopsa, thou shouldst take no money of me. But being enthralled as I am, it will also be the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
I was promised them against the feast, but they come not too late now.
He hath promised you more than that, or there be liars.
He hath paid you all he promised you. Maybe he has paid you more, which will shame you to give him again.
Is there no manners left amongst maids? What has here? Ballads?
Oh, pray now buy some. I love a ballad in print. Oh, life for them. We are sure that they are true.
Here's one to a very doleful tune. How's a user's wife was brought to bed of 20 money bags at a burthen, and how she longed to eat adders' heads and toad carbonated.
Is it true, think you?
Very true, and but a month old.
Oh, bless me for marrying a usurer.
Here's another ballad of a fish that appeared upon the coast on a Wednesday, the 40 of April, 40,000 fathoms above water, and sung this ballad against the hard hearts of maids. It was thought she was a woman and was turned into a cold fish, for she would not exchange flesh with one that loved her. The ballad is very pitiful and is true.
Is it true too? Thank you.
5 justices' hands at it, and witnesses more than my pack will hold.
Lay it by 2. Another.
This is a merry ballad, but a very pretty one.
We'll have this song out anon by ourselves. My father and the gentlemen are in sad talk, and will not trouble them. Come, bring away thy pack after me. Wenches, I'll buy for you both. Follow me, girls.
Exits with Dorcas and Mopsa.
And you will well for them.
Exits.
Is it not too far gone? 'Tis time to part them. He's simple and tells much. How now, fair shepherd? Your heart is full of something that does take your mind from feasting.
Old sir, hear me breathe my life. Before this ancient sir, who it should seem hath sometime loved, I take thy hand.
What follows this? Let me hear what you profess.
Do, and be witness to it, that were I crowned the most imperial monarch, thereof most worthy, were I fairest youth that ever made eyes swerve, had force and knowledge more than was ever man's, I would not prize them. Without her love for her employ them all, commend them to her service, or to their own perdition.
Fairly offered.
This shows a sound affection.
But my daughter, say you the like to him?
I cannot speak so well, nothing so well. No, nor mean better. By the pattern of mine own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Take hands, a bargain. And friends unknown, you shall bear witness to it. I give my daughter to him, and will make her portion equal his.
Oh, that must be. I, the virtue of your daughter, one being dead, I shall have more than you can dream of yet. Enough then for your wonder. But come on, contract us for these witnesses.
Come, your hand, and daughter, yours.
Soft, swain, a while, beseech you. Have you a father?
I have, but what of him?
Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
He thinks the father is at the nuptial of his son a guest that best becomes the table. Pray you once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid with age and altering rooms? Can he speak here? No man from man dispute his own estate? Lies he not bedrid? And against nothing, and again does nothing but what he did, being childish?
No, good sir. He has his health and ampler strength indeed than most of his age.
Well, by my white beard, you offer him, if this be so, a wrong something unfilial. Reason, my son, should choose himself a wife, but as good reason the father, all whose joy is nothing else but fair posterity, should hold some counsel in such business.
I yield all this, but for some other reasons, my grave, sir, which 'tis not fit you know. I not acquaint my father of this business.
Let him know it.
Come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, young sir. Son, I dare not call. Thou old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee I can but shorten thy life 1 week. And thou, fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, who of force must know the royal fool will thou copest with.
Oh, my heart!
I'll have thy beauty scratched with briars and made more homely than thy state. For thee, fond boy, if I may ever know thou dost but sigh that thou no more shalt see this knack, as never I mean thou shalt, will bar thee from succession. And you, enchantment, if ever henceforth thou these rural latches to his entrance open, or hoop his body more with thy embraces, I will devise a death as cruel for thee as thou art tender to it.
Yeah. Exits.
Even here undone? Will it please you, sir, be gone? I told you what would come of this. Beseech you, of your own state take care. This dream of mine, being now awake, I'll queen it no inch farther, but milk my ears and weep.
Why, how now, father? Speak ere thou diest.
I cannot speak, nor think, nor dare to know that which I know. Oh, sir, you have undone a man of 83 that thought to fill his grave in quiet, ye to die upon the bed my father died, to lie close by his honest bones. But now, some hangman must put on my shroud and lay me where no priest shovels in dust. Oh, cursed wretch that knew this was the prince and ventured to mingle faith with him. Undone, undone. If I might die within this hour, I have lived to die when I desire.
Exits.
Why look you so upon me? Why look you so upon me? I am but sorry, not afeard. Lift up thy looks from my succession, wipe me, father. I am heir to my affection.
Oh, be advised.
I am, and by my fancy, if my reason will thereto be obedient, I have reason. If not, my senses better pleased with madness do bid it welcome.
Well, this is desperate, sir.
This you may know, and so deliver. I am put to sea with her whom here I cannot hold on shore. And most opportune to our need I have, a vessel rides fast by, but not prepared for this design.
He's irremovable, resolved for flight. Now, were I happy, if his going I could frame to serve my turn, save him from danger, do him love and honor, purchase the sight again of dear Cecilia, and that unhappy king my master, whom I so much thirst to see.
Now, good Camillo, I am so fraught with curious business that I leave out ceremony.
Well, my lord, if you may please to think I love the king, and through him what is nearest to him, which is your gracious self, embrace but my direction. I'll point you where you shall have such receiving as shall become your highness, where you may enjoy your mistress, marry her, and with my best endeavours in your absence, your discontenting father strive to qualify and bring him up to liking.
How, Camillo, may this almost a miracle be done?
Have you thought on a place where to you'll go?
Not any yet.
Then list to me. This follows. If you'll not change your purpose, but undergo this flight, make for Sicilia, and there present yourself and your fair princess, for so I see she must be, for Leontes. She shall be habited as it becomes the partner of your bed. Methinks I see Leontes opening his free arms and weeping his welcomes forth, asks thee, the son, forgiveness as 'twere in the father's person.
Oh, worthy Camillo, what colour of my visitation shall I hold up before him?
Send by the king your father to greet him and to give him comforts.
I am bound to you. There is some sap in this.
A cause more promising than a wild dedication of yourselves to unpathed waters, undreamed shores. They talk aside. Re-enter Autolycus.
What a fool honesty is, and trust his sworn brother, very simple gentleman. My clown, who wants but something to be a reasonable man, grew so in love with the wench's song that he would not stir his petticoats till he had both tune and words, which so drew the rest of the herd to me that all their other senses stuck in ears. Like you might have pinched a placard, it was senseless. So that in this time of lethargy, I picked and cut most of their festival purses, and had not the old man come in with a hubbub against his daughter and the king's son, and scared my costs from their chaff, I had not left a purse alive in the whole army.
Camillo, Florizel, and Perdita come forward. Who have we here? We'll make an instrument of this. Omit nothing may give us aid.
They have overheard me now, why hanging.
How now, good fellow? Why shankest thee so? Fear not, man, there's no harm intended to thee.
I am a poor fellow, sir.
Why be so still? Here's nobody will steal that from thee. Yet for the outside of thy poverty, we must make an exchange. Therefore, discase thee instantly. Thou must think there's a necessity in it, and change garments with this gentleman.
You're in earnest, sir? I smell a trick on it.
Dispatch, I prithee.
Indeed, I have had earnest, but I cannot with conscience take it.
Unbuckle, unbuckle. Now, fortunate mistress, take your sweetheart's hat, pluck it o'er your brows, muffle your face, for I do fear eyes over to shipboard. Get undescribed. Get undescribed.
I see the place so lies that I must bear a part.
Have you done that?
Should I now meet my father, he would not call me son.
Come, lady, come. Farewell, my friend.
Adieu, sir.
Now, what I do next shall be to tell the king of this escape and whither they are bound, wherein my hope is I shall so prevail to force him after, in whose company I shall review Cecilia, for whose sight I have a woman's longing.
Fortune speed us. Thus we set on, Camillo, to the seaside.
The swifter speed, the better. Exeunt Florizel, Perdita, and Camillo.
I understand the business. I hear it. To have an open ear, a quick eye, and a nimble hand is necessary for a cut purse. The prince himself is about a piece of inequity, stealing away from his father with his clog at his heels. If I thought it were a piece of honesty to acquaint the king with all, I would not do it. I hold the more knavery to conceal it, and therein I am constant to my profession.
Re-enter clown and shepherd.
Aside.
See, what a man you are now. There is no other way but to tell the king she is a changeling and none of your flesh and blood.
Nay, but hear me.
Nay, but hear me.
Oh, go to then.
She being none of your flesh and blood, your flesh and blood has not offended the king, and so your flesh and blood is not to be punished by him. Show those things you found about her, those secret things being done. Let the law go whistle, I warrant you.
I will tell the king all, every word, ye, and his son's pranks too, who, I may say, is no honest man, neither to his father nor to me, to go about to make me the king's brother-in-law.
Very wisely, puppies.
Well, let us to the king. There is that in this fardel, we'll make him scratch his beard.
Though I'm not naturally honest, I am so sometimes by chance. Let me pocket up on my peddler's excrement.
Takes up the beard.
How now, rustics? Whither are you bound?
To the palace, and it like your worship.
Your affairs there? What with whom? The condition of that fardel, the place of your dwelling, your name, your ages, breeding, anything that is fitting to be known. Discover.
Are you a courtier, and like you, sir?
Whether it like me or no, I am a courtier, and one that will either push on or pluck back thy business there, whereupon I command thee to open thy affair.
My business, sir, is to the king.
The fardel there? What is a fardel? Wherefore the box?
Sir, there lie such secrets in this fardel and box, which none must know but the king, and which he shall know within this hour, if I may come to the speech of him.
Age, thou hast lost thy labour.
Why, sir?
The king is not at the palace, he is gone abroad, a new ship, to purge melancholy and air himself. For if thou beest capable of things serious, thou must know the king is full of grief.
So 'tis said about his son that should have married a shepherd's daughter.
If that shepherd be not in hand fast, let him fly. The curses he shall have, the tortures he shall feel, will break the back of man. The heart of a monster.
Think you so, sir?
Not he alone shall suffer what wit can make heavy and vengeance bitter, but those that are germane to him. Though removed 50 times, shall all come under the hangman.
Has the old man e'er a son, sir? Do you hear? And like you, sir?
He has a son, who shall be flayed alive, then anointed over with honey, set on the head of a wasp's nest, and then stand till he's been 3/4 and dram dread. Then roar as he is, and in the hottest day prognostication, proclaims it shall be set against a brick wall, the sun looking with a southward eye upon him. Where he is, behold him with flies, blown to death. But what talk we of these traitorly rascals? Tell me, what you have to the king, being something gently concealed? I'll bring you where he is abroad, tender your persons to his presence, whisper him in your behalfs, and if it be in a man besides the king to effect your suits, here is a man shall do it.
And pleased you, sir, to undertake the business for us. Here is that gold I have.
Walk before towards the seaside. Go on the right hand. I will but look upon the hedge and follow you.
We are blessed in this man, as I may say, even blessed.
Let's before as he bids us. He was provided to do us good.
Exit shepherd and clown.
If I had a mind to be honest, I see fortune would not suffer me. She drops booties in my mouth. I am courted now with a double occasion, gold, and a means to do the prince my master good, which, who knows how that may turn back to my advancement. I'll bring these two moles, these blind ones, abroad him. If he think it fit to shore them against, shore them again, and that he complained, they had to the king concerns him nothing. Let him call me rogue for being so far officious, but I am proof against that title, what shame else belongs to it. To him, I'll present them. There may be matter in it.
Exit. Act 5, Scene 1, a room in Leontes' palace. Enter Leontes, Amelia, Paulina, officer, and servants.
Sir, you have done enough and have performed a saint-like sorrow. No fault could you make which you have not redeemed. At the last, do as the heavens have done. Forget your evil. With them, forgive yourself.
Whilst I remember her and her virtues, I cannot forget my blemishes in them.
True, too true, my lord. If one by one you wedded all the world, or from all that is something, I took something good to make a perfect woman, she you killed would be unparalleled.
I think so. Killed. I killed. I did so, but thou strikest me sorely to say I did.
Not at all, good lady. You might have spoken 1,000 things that would have done the time more benefit and graced your kindness better.
You are one of those would have. You are one of those would have him wed again.
If you would not so, you pity not the state nor the remembrance of his most sovereign name. Consider little what dangers, by his highness fail of issue, may drop upon his kingdom and devour in certain lookers on.
There is none worthy, respecting her that's gone. Besides, the gods will have fulfilled their secret purposes. For has not the divine Apollo said, is not the tenor of his oracle, that King Leontes shall not have an heir till his lost child be found? Which that it shall is all as monstrous to our human reason as my Antigonus to break his grave and come again to me, who on my life did perish with the infant. Care not for that issue, the crown will find an heir.
Thou speakest truth. No more such wives. Fear thou no wife. I'll have no wife, Paulina.
Will you swear never to marry but by my free leave?
Never, Paulina. So be blessed my spirit.
Then good, my lords, bear witness to his oath. Unless another as like Hermione as is her picture affront his eye.
Good madam.
I have done. Yet if my lord will marry, give me the office to choose you a queen. She shall not be so young as was your former, but she shall be such as walked your first queen's ghost. It should take joy to see her in your arms.
My true Paulina, we shall not marry till thou bidst us.
That shall be when your first queen's again in breath, never till then.
Enter a servant.
On that gives himself Prince Florizel, son of Polixenes, with his princess, she, the fairest I have yet beheld, desires access to your high presence.
What? With him? He comes not like to his father's greatness. His approach, so out of circumstance and sudden, tells us 'tis not a visitation framed, but forced by need and accident. His princess, say you, with him?
Aye, the most peerless piece of earth, I think, that e'er the sun shone bright on.
Yourself, assisted with your honoured friends, bring him to our embracement. Still, 'tis strange he should thus steal upon us.
Had our prince, jewel of children, seen this hour, he had paired well with this lord. There was not full a month between their births.
Here they come. Your mother was most true to wedlock, Prince. Your father's image is so hit in you, the very air, that I should call you brother. Most dearly welcome, and your fair princess.
By his command have I here touched Cecilia, and from him give you all greetings that a king at friend can send his brother. And but infirmity which waits upon worn times hath something seized his wished ability. He had himself the lands and waters twixt your throne, and his measured to look upon you, whom he loves. He bade me say so, more than all the sceptres and those that bear them living.
Oh, my brother. Good gentlemen. The wrongs I have done thee stir afresh within me, and these thy officers so rarely kind are as interpreters of my behindhand slackness. Welcome hither, as is the spring to the earth. The blessed gods purge all infection from our air while you do climate here. You have a holy father, a graceful gentleman, against whose person, so sacred as it is, I have done sin.
Enter a lord.
Most noble sir, that which I shall report will bear no credit, were not the proof so nigh. Please you, great sir, Bohemia greets you from himself by me, desires you to attach his son, who has his dignity and duty both cast off, fled from his father, from his hopes, and with a shepherd's daughter.
Where's Bohemia? Speak!
Here in your city, and I came from him. I speak amazedly, and it becomes my marvel to my message. To your court, whilst he was hastening in the chase, it seems, of this fair couple, meets he on the way the father of this seeming lady and her brother, having both their country quitted with this young prince.
Camillo has betrayed me.
Camillo, sir, I spake with him, who now has these poor men in question. Never saw I wretches so quake. They kneel, they kiss the earth, forswear themselves as often as they speak. Bohemia stops his ears and threatens them with divers deaths in death.
Oh, my poor father! The heavens set spies upon us. Will not have our contract celebrated.
You are married.
We are not, sir, nor are we like to be. The stars I see will kiss the valleys first, the odds for high and lows alike.
But your petition is yet unanswered. I will to your father, your honor not overthrown by your desires. I am friend to them and you, upon which errand I now go toward him. Therefore follow me, and mark what may I make. Come, good my lord.
Exit scene 2 before Leontes' palace. Enter Autolycus and a gentleman.
Beseech you, sir, were you present at this relation?
I was, by at the opening of the fable, heard the old shepherd deliver the manner how he found it. Whereupon, after a little amazedness, we were all commanded out of the chamber. Only this methought I heard the shepherd say he found the child.
Yeah, I would most gladly know the issue of it.
I make a broken delivery of the business. Here comes an gentleman that happily knows more. The news, Rogero.
Is this me or Mickey?
I think it's you, Rosalind.
Okay, sweet. I am Rogero. Nothing but bonfires. The oracle is fulfilled. The king's daughter is found. Such a deal of wonder is broken out within this hour that ballad makers cannot be able to express it. Did you see the meeting of the two kings?
No.
Then have you lost a sight which was to be seen, cannot be spoken of. There was casting up of eyes, holding up of hands, with countenances of such distraction that they were to be known by garment, not by favour. Our king being ready to leap out of himself for joy of his found daughter, as if that joy were now become a loss, cries, "Oh, thy mother, then asks Bohemia forgiveness, then embraces his son-in-law, then again worries he his daughter with clipping her. Now he thanks the old shepherd, which stands by like a weather-bitten conduit of many kings' reigns. I never heard of such another encounter.
What, pray, became of Antigonus that carried hence the child?
He was torn to pieces with a bear. Thus avouches the shepherd's son, who was not only his innocence, which seems much to justify him, but a handkerchief and rings of his that Paulina knows.
Are they returned to the court?
No, the princess, hearing of her mother's statue, which is in the keeping of Paulina, a piece many years in doing, and now newly performed by that rare Italian master, Giulio Romano, who had he himself eternity and could put breath into his work, would beguile nature of her custom, so perfectly he is her ape. He so near to Hermione hath done Hermione, that they say one would speak to her and stand in hope of answer. Thither with all greediness of affection they are gone, and there they intend to sup.
Shall we thither, and with our company piece the rejoicing?
Exit gentlemen, enter shepherd and clown.
Here come those I've done good to against my will, and already appearing in the blossoms of their fortune.
Come, boy, I am past my children, but thy sons and daughters will be all gentlemen born.
I know you are now, sir, a gentleman born.
Aye, and have been so any time these 4 hours.
And so have I, boy.
So you have, but I was a gentleman born before my father. For the king's son took me by the hand and called me brother, and then the 2 kings called my father brother, and then the prince my brother and the princess my sister called my father father. And so we wept, and there was the first gentleman-like tears that ever we shed.
We may live, son, to shed many more.
I humbly beseech you, sir, to pardon me all the faults I have committed to your worship, and to give me your good report to the prince, my master.
Prithee, son, do. For we must be gentle. Now we are gentlemen.
Thou wilt amend thy life.
Aye, and it like your good worship.
Give me thy hand. I will swear to the prince thou art as honest a true fellow as any in Bohemia.
I will prove it so, sir, to my power.
Aye, by any means. Hark, the kings and the princes, our kindred, are going to see the queen's picture. Come, follow us. We'll be thy good masters.
Exit. Scene 3, a chapel in Paulina's house. Enter Leontes, Polixenes, Florizel, Perdita, Camillo, Paulina, lords and attendants.
Oh, Paulina, we honor you with all, but we come to see the statue of our queen. Your gallery have we passed through, not without much content in many singularities, but we saw not that which my daughter came to look upon, the statue of her mother.
As she lived peerless, so her dead likeness, I do well believe, excels whatever you looked upon, or hand of man hath done. Therefore I keep it, lonely, apart. But here it is, prepared to see the life as lively mocked as ever, still sleep mocked death. Behold and say 'tis well.
Paulina draws a curtain and discovers Hermione standing like a statue.
I like your silence. It the more shows off your wonder. But yet speak. First you, my liege, comes it not something near?
Her natural posture. What chide me, dear stone, that I may say indeed thou art Hermione. Or rather, thou art she in thy not chiding, for she was as tender as infancy and grace. But yet, Paulina, Hermione was not so much wrinkled, nothing so aged as this seems.
Oh, not by much.
So much the more our carver's excellence, which lets go by some 16 years and makes her as she lived now.
And give me leave, and do not say 'tis superstition, that I kneel and then implore her blessing. Lady, dear queen, that ended when I but began. Give me that hand of yours to kiss.
Oh, patience. The statue is but newly fixed the colours, not dried.
Dear my brother, let him that was the cause of this have power to take off so much grief from you as he will piece up in himself.
Indeed, my lord. If I had thought the sight of my poor image would thus have wrought you, for the stone is mine, I'd have not showed it.
Do not draw the curtain.
No longer shall you gaze on it, lest your fancy may think anon it moves.
Let be. Let be. Would I were dead. But that methinks already. What was he that did make it? See, my lord, would you not deem it breathed? And that those veins did verily bear blood?
Masterly done. The very life seems warm upon her lip.
I'll draw the curtain. My lord's almost so far transported that he'll think anon it lives. I am sorry, sir. I have thus fair stirred you, but I could afflict you farther.
Oh, do, Paulina, for this affliction has a taste as sweet as any cordial comfort. Still, methinks, there isn't air comes from her. What fine chisel could ever yet cut breath? Let no man mock me, for I will kiss her.
Good, my lord, forbear. The ruddiness upon her lip is wet. You'll mar it if you kiss it, stain your own with oily painting. Shall I draw the curtain?
No, not these 20 years.
So long could I stand by, a looker on.
I'll either forbear quite presently the chapel, or resolve you for more amazement. If you can behold it, I'll make the statue move indeed, descend and take you by the hand, but then you'll think, which I protest against, I am assisted by wicked powers.
What you can make her do, I am content to look on. What to speak, I am content to hear. But 'tis as easy to make her speak as move.
Is required you do awake your faith. Then all stand still on this. Those that think it unlawful business I am about, let them depart.
Proceed. No foot shall stir.
Music. Awake her, strike.
Music.
'Tis time. Descend, be stone no more. Approach, strike all that look upon with marvel. Dear life redeems you. You perceive she stirs.
She comes down.
Start not. Her actions shall be holy as you hear my spell is lawful. Do not shun her until you see her die again, for then you kill her double. Nay, present your hand. When she was young, you wooed her. Now in age, is she become the suitor?
Oh, she is warm. If this be magic, let it be an art lawful as eating.
She embraces him.
She hangs about his neck. If she pertain to life, let her speak too.
That she is living were it but told you, should be hooted at like an old tale, but it appears she lives, though yet she speak not. Mark a little while. Please you to interpose, fair madam, kneel, and pray your mother's blessing. Turn, good lady. Our Perdita is found.
Ye gods, look down, and from your sacred vials pour your graces upon my daughter's head. Tell me, mine own, where hast thou been preserved? Where lived, how found? Thy father's court, for thou shalt I hear that I, knowing by Paulina that the oracle gave hope thou wast in being, have preserved myself to see the issue.
There's time enough for that, lest they desire upon this to push to trouble your joys with like relation. Go together, your precious winners all. Your exaltation partake to everyone. I, an old turtle, will wing me to some withered bough, and there my mate, that's never to be found again, lament till I am lost.
Oh, peace, Paulina. Thou shouldst a husband take by my consent, as I by thine a wife. Oh, this is a match, and made between us by vows. Thou hast found mine. But how it is to be questioned, for I saw her, as I thought, dead, and have in vain said many a prayer upon her grave. I'll not seek far. For him I partly know his mind, to find thee an honourable husband. Come, Camillo, and take her by the hand, whose worth and honesty is richly supported and here justified by us, a pair of kings. Let's from this place. What? Look upon my brother. Both your pardons, that ere I put between your holy looks my ill suspicion. This is your son-in-law, and son unto the king who, heaven's directing, is troth plight to your daughter. Good Paulina, lead us from hence, where we may leisurely each one demand an answer to his part, performed in this wide gap of time since first we were dissevered. Hastily led away.
Exit.
I don't know this play, but that is the most random ending ever.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
There is a high what the fuck element in this play at a couple of points.
Magical.
Really magical? Was she just not actually dead to begin with?
I think Paulina just hiding her.
Yeah, implied that actually she was just a refuge at Paulina's place this whole time. So that she could get the death sentence. That's what I'm reading between the lines there.
Yeah.
And suddenly Camilla and Paulina are now married.
I mean, that's a fairly traditional Shakespeare wrap-up.
Yeah, because everyone has to be happy at the end.
I know, but normally
Except for Antigonus eaten by a bear.
there's some kind of indication that
But
they
the bear
might
is
be
very happy.
cool. I don't think Camilla and Paulina even talk in the play.
No, they're both like, hey, we know that he's a good guy. There you go.
Yeah, you're a good aristocrat. You're a good aristocrat. Go,
Marry the spares. That's what they do.
Kill the spare.
Your husband before he was savagely killed off by a bear.
Yeah, right. You have to keep bringing that bloody well up. Jesus.
My poor sweetheart.